Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natoya, and on this channel we make and discuss art. Today we are making a collage and then printing said collage on the gel plate. I know it's been a really long time since I've created a video, but a lot has happened. So as many of you know, I was in school to complete my Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, and I'm happy to report that I'm finally completed my educational journey. I'm taking a year off, and I think maybe I'll go for my master's pretty soon. But yeah, that was a long, hard road, but I'm happy to say that I graduated. Yay! So of course, as always, we have our gel plate, and today I'm using these two old Elle magazines. I think they're from like 2003, and I'm just gonna go through and find some pages that I like and make them into collages. So, fun fact, in 2005, I left art school and decided to take a year off. And then it took me about 15 years to get back into school. So, I think it's so funny that I'm saying, oh, I'm just going to take a year off and then I'll go back to school because maybe it'll take me another 15 years, but life happens. So, as always, I'm using a magazine, a fashion magazine. I have my gel plate. I'll be using some acrylic paints as well as my two rollers or brayers, whatever you guys call them. And I have a glue stick this time because I'm using it to make an actual collage. Um, I've never done this before, so we're going to be figuring this out together. Once I gathered all the pages that I wanted, I started cutting them into, cutting out the things that I wanted from the pages, just making a collage. You guys know how to make a collage. And if you are unsure about the tools that I'm using in this video, you can always reference my original how to do an image transfer using gel plate video, which I'll input in the description below. All right, so I'm just cutting out things, trying to make a collage, just things that I find interesting or that I find interesting in this magazine. I have no plan. I genuinely just wanted to see how this would turn out. So I'm just placing things every which way. And a good thing about this is I can see my own decision making process where I'm like, oh, maybe I should put it this way, or maybe I should put it that way. I'm not sure. So that's so interesting to me. But yeah, this next little sequence is just me trying to find the right things and taking them out and putting them together. So enjoy that. Okay, so this little sequence is longer than I thought, and now we have it in real time. I really wanted to use a little bit of text, and I'm purposely using just monochrome images, so just black and white images here, because I know they print well. So I just wanted to see how well they would print and if this is something that I'd like to pursue. Spoiler alert, it is something that I want to do more of. So I think the next couple of videos will just be me with the collages. I'm on a real collage kick right now. I'm not sure what's going on with me, but I'm obsessed with making collages. And I guess gel plate printing in a way is a form of collage making, but yeah, I am thoroughly obsessed. And I also, in my day job, some of the time, like my little side business, I sell a lot of vintage paper and paper ephemera. So I have an array of things to choose from. I'm talking like paper from the 1800s, magazines from like 1915. Those don't print very well, but making collages out of them is really fun. Even though sometimes I just can't bring myself to cut them up, but I will like cut one page and I'm crying inside. But yeah. This video is probably my most chatty video of all time. When I'm working like this, I'm not speaking. I don't know, but you know how some people talk through their process? I just kind of sit there silently, and I'm probably either watching YouTube or, you know, watching YouTube or watching someone on TikTok live doing their thing. Um, yeah, also I'm on TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, I'm sometimes I find it a little bit overwhelming, but I'm getting my bearings back and I'm just kind of getting out there. I genuinely haven't done much in the way of art because of school because it was just so intense. Okay, now let's get on to the printing process part of things. This is my gel plate. I've had it forever. We're going to use these two leaves from my hibiscus plant outside. My garden is doing so well, and I'm so sad that fall is coming. I love fall, but my garden is doing a lot better than it usually does. I'm using this pink acrylic paint. I believe the color is rose, and we're just gonna put that on to the gel plate and roll that out. You guys are very familiar with this process, so I kind of just skip to it. Then I'm just using a piece of plastic to create kind of like a marbly effect because I don't know, I thought that's cool. I'm just trying to build up a background, so I like to build a lot of layers onto my images when I create them, so that's all I'm really doing in this process. Now we're going to use my favorite bright green as well to make that little background. Roll, roll, roll. Oh my goodness. What have you guys been up to this summer? What have you guys been up to this summer? It's been a really busy summer for me so far. Okay, so I'm using this just regular printer paper and really pushing that down into the plate to collect a positive or to lift off the image. And I can never keep these clean no matter how hard I try. So let's see what we get. This summer we went on a little bit of a mountain escape, and if you follow me on my blogging portion of Instagram, you'll see that I uploaded some pictures of Mount Revelstoke and a couple of Canada's national parks that I visited. So yeah, now I'm using this darker blue and I'm gonna mix in a little bit of white just to create a nice sky blue or light blue. I like sometimes to mix in the colors on the plate because you get a lot of different color variations that you can't really replicate if you just mix the paint by yourself in a tin or something. Now I'm going to take those leaves and I'm just going to stick them on the plate. There's no rhyme or reason to where I'm placing these leaves. I'm just placing them where I think they look good and to create like a nice little pattern, I suppose. And now I'm going to put the paper back down and take a positive of that. This is one of my favorite parts because you never know what you're going to get. So I'm just lifting that off and also just taking the leaves off the plate. Sometimes I go over this once more, but this time I decided not to because the end game of this print is not building up interesting layers. It's about the collage. So I'm probably just going to take a positive of this with scrap paper that I have lying around, and I'll save that for another project at another time. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But aren't those interesting? Now we're going to take our black paint And we're going to put it on the gel plate and roll that out. I always go with too little at first and then build it up, because it's really hard when you have too much paint and you're trying to get it off of the gel plate. So I always start with small amounts and just build. It's so funny. I oftentimes like hit the tripod whenever I'm working because I'm pressing so vigorously. So it's just so funny to see the camera shake a little bit. I am not going to take that out. All right, so the paint is on, and now we're going to put our collage down. Moment of truth. Oh my goodness. This is always so difficult, you guys, because you're like, what if it doesn't work? All that work, and what if it doesn't work? So I'm really pressing down into the gel plate, like vigorously pressing down, and I'm using the roller to roll the image into the gel plate, because I really and truly just want this to work. Also, I just realized that my hands are quite dry. I've been working in my outdoor studio with clay, so yeah. Now we're lifting it off, and because they're not glued down 100%, they're just glued down with the glue stick, I have to like lift very carefully. But as you can see, it all worked out. The image came out and it is looking gorgeous. I think that's really cool. I've never done this sort of printing before, and I'm like, yeah, this is it right here. This is my new thing. So now I'm going to use my roller, but instead of rolling the white paint onto the gel plate, I'm putting a bit of white paint directly on the roller. I've never done this before, but this is something new I'm trying. I'm trying some new techniques, and I'm just trying them out with you guys. So yeah, I just kind of build it up and then roll on what I have onto the plate. And this is a scary moment, because if it's too much paint, we can really damage the image underneath, and there's no way of like redoing this whole thing without making a new collage again. So moment of truth. Put my paper back down because we've built a couple of layers. And of course, it's not straight because I'm overzealous, and I just want to see how this is going to turn out so badly that I didn't even check to make sure that the paper was straight. But we press on. So as we just kind of keep going, trying to get that image lifted, let's see what we got. All right. Bam. I think that turned out really well. I'm super happy with the finished product, and I can't wait to do some more printing like this with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Natoya Ellis Art.